Hello and welcome to Math Plus Everything Journey. Today we are going to use completing the square to find the constant. We're going to see what number would have to be added to complete the square. So first we have our steps. Step 1, move the constant to one side. Step 2, we're going to have our b and we're going to half it, and then after we half it, we're going to square it, and then we're going to do the factor. So let's go ahead. We have a squared plus 16x minus 18 is equal to 0. Now, if you've forgotten which is your a, b, or c, I have labeled it. Your a is your x squared. What number is in the x squared? Your b is your x value, and your c is your constant value. So now we have x squared plus 16x minus 18 is equal to 0. Our step 1 says move the constants to one side. So we're going to rearrange this. So we are going to rewrite this. After we're going to have a negative 18. So if we move anything over on the equal sign, we're going to use the inverse. So for minus 18 becomes positive 18 plus 18. Opposite of minus is plus. So we are adding 18 to both sides of the equation. So now I could rewrite. Now I have my x squared plus my 16x, and then I have minus 18 and plus 18. Those are going to cancel out. So I'm just going to have my equal sign and my plus 18. Now it asks, we're going to find the constant. So now we're at step 2. Step 2 says you're going to half b and then square it. What we do to one side, we're going to do to both sides. And I'm going to do this as simple as possible so that everyone could understand. So I am going to plus, then I'm going to put in parentheses my b. I'm going to half it, then I'm going to square it. It says to do to both sides, then I'm going to do the same thing to this side. I have my b, I'm going to half it, and then I'm going to square it. So now let's rewrite this. I have my x squared plus my 16x. What is my b? My b is 16. So I'm going to have plus my 16, and I'm going to half it, and whatever I get, I'm going to square it. And I'm going to do that to this other side. My b is 16. I'm going to half it, and I'm going to square it. With this side, you could only do it once if and only if you could remember to put whatever half of it and you square it on the opposite side. So whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. So if you're going to remember that, then you don't have to put this here. You could just put your results, which is the next step. So now here, I have my x squared plus my 16x. 16x comes from there. Plus, I'm going to simplify. 2 goes into 2 one time. How many groups of 2 in 16? It's 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So now I have my 8 when I have my 16. And don't forget your square. You don't have to put the parentheses. You could just leave it as that, which is equal to 8 plus 8 squared. See? The same one I have on my right, the same one I have on my left. 8 squared. So now let's look at this. I have x squared plus my 16x, which is right here, plus when I squared 8, 8 times 8, remember 8 squared is 8 times 8, which is 64, which is equal to 18 plus 8 squared, 64. So after you have b, your b is 16. After you half it and square it, you get 8. After you half it, you get 8. When you square it, you get 64. So now let's find x squared plus 16x plus 64 is equal to 18 plus 64. So now let's factor this. Remember when we are factoring, it's like we're saying x plus b over 2, or x plus half of b. And we know that x plus b is 16 in this case, or then you half it, it's going to be x plus 8. You're going to be 8. So now we're going to have here, a 3 factor is going to be x. Your sign is plus, and we know when we half or b, it's 8. Don't forget your square, and that's going to be equal to 18 plus 64 is 8, 4, 12, 6, 82 is 82. So we could say the number that needed to be added, the number added is 64. So your constant number is 64. So remember what is 64, the number we're looking for, the constant, right? So the constant number is 64. After you solve your b, you get it from your b, you half your b, and then you square it. That's your number right there. And that's it for now. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Turn on your notification for more videos, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.